Hi everybody, it's Laquita. I wanted to come and share with you some things I've made for a swap that I'm doing. I haven't done a swap in a long time. I had a friend that reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to do a swap with her, and her name is Maria. She does not have a YouTube channel, so unfortunately I can't send you over to her, but she is a very sweet and so talented lady. So but I'll be able to share with you the things that she sends to me. So the surprise swap that we're doing, it's just surprise items. I have no idea what she's making me, and then of course I'm going to share with you what I'm sending to her. So I'm going to start off with the doily book that I made for her. I haven't made one of these in a long time, so I thought it would be a fun project to do. So I started off with this feather flower that I've used for the centerpiece here on the top, and then I've gone around it with more feathers, and then underneath that there is a shabby rosette trim that I've used to just fluff it up a little bit more. And then I've put all of that on top of this pretty bridal applique piece that's going around, and then there's a gorgeous doily underneath there. You can only see the edges of it, but it's a really pretty doily. And then it has some fringe at the bottom. And this doily book has 4 pages in it, and I'm holding it together with just some seam binding. And then on the back, I used another really pretty doily and just put my name there in the center. So I'll go on the inside and show you what it looks like. So the first page is kind of like a collage page, and I've put it all on this gorgeous doily, and added an applique of leaves that has pearls and sequins, and then I've added a handmade rose there, added a little bow at the top, a couple of other flowers that I purchased, and then there's some feathers and bling, and there's pearls, and then there's this gorgeous bling piece that's kind of hiding in there. It has a little dangle at the bottom there. So that's the first page. The next page, I've used an image, and then I went around it with just lots of little snippets of appliques, and there's a few little sequin flowers I've added on there, and then another handmade flower. And at the bottom, there's some dangles and fringe down there. So the next page is another flower that I made, and I put it on this gorgeous doily. I just love that doily. And then the next page, another image, and I've just gone around it with some pretty trim, a floral trim right there, and then some ruffles. I've added some beaded trim going around her image, and then this pretty applique piece. There's also a tassel hanging there, and then some more dangling bits at the bottom. And the next page, I did another page of flowers. These are handmade flowers, and then I added the pretty bling piece there, and then draped some pearls through there, and it has some pearls hanging at the bottom. But I put that all on top of this gorgeous applique that you can see the edges of it going around there. And then the last page is probably my favorite. I just love these appliques. They're kind of a peachy color. The sequins are, rather, and there's also beaded pieces going through here, and it's just loaded. It's such a pretty piece. And the appliques have these long dangles that are hanging down here, and it's all beads. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous applique, and I think I used 2 of them that I just cut apart and went around that image with it. And so there's more fringe hanging behind the beaded trim there. So that is the doily book. And then the next thing I made for her, she asked me if I would send her some fabric images, and she wasn't able to print any, so I couldn't just send them in a bag, so I decided to make a little folder to put them in. So this is just a little fabric folder that I've just, decorated the outside with an image and some applique bits, and then the bottom I've got some pretty lace dangles and some fringe, and then the back is covered with a beaded and sequined lace fabric that I had, and inside it has a couple of pockets, and then I've just put some images in there for her. I printed some larger ones too, but they were too large to go in here, so I just put the smaller ones in here. So anyway, that's the inside of the little book to hold her images. And then the last thing I made was a tag for her, and I used this image of this flapper girl, and just went around it with more bridal snippet pieces, and this one larger piece that's hanging here at the bottom, and then I've got this really long fringe that's hanging on there, and a few more pieces of dangle lace there too. And it has a pocket on the back, and she could put a note in there and give it to a friend if she'd like to. But anyway, I just wanted to make her a tag and send that along too. So those are the things that I made for Maria. And as I said, she does not have a YouTube channel, but I'll share with you what she sends to me. And if you'd like to see it, it's coming up next. Hi everyone, I'm back with my swap items from Maria. And hi Maria. She was just so generous with what she gifted me, and she has an extensive collection of vintage items, and she's such a sweetheart for sharing some of her stash with me, and I am just so thankful that she did, because I love everything here. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview of some of the things that she gifted me. It was a really large box, and so I went ahead and opened it and went through everything. I've gone through it over and over and over, and so let me get started here and share with you what she sent to me. Where to start? Okay, let me start with this little box. Isn't this the cutest thing? I love this. It's a little wooden box, very ornate with all the carving and everything on it, and it's just a very unique box. And inside, she gifted me some vintage buttons, which I asked for. She actually asked me what things would I like, and this was one of the things that I mentioned, that I could definitely use some vintage buttons. And by looking at it, I've actually gone through it and looked at them and put them back in, but she picked out some really pretty ones. It's a nice selection of buttons. Thank you so much, Maria. I love those. And also, she has, as I mentioned, just lots and lots of vintage items, and she has quite a stash of laces and things. And so this is one piece that I saw before. She sent me a picture, and I told her I really liked it, and she sent it to me. She's so sweet. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for gifting that to me. It's just a beautiful collar. Isn't that amazing? Okay, and then there's more laces here. Laces I have never, ever seen before. And then in this bundle, the one on the top, now actually these are marcasite too. She had mentioned that to me, but look at the one on the top here. It's all tatted. Isn't that something else? The eyes, the work that it took to make that piece, and the stack just goes on and on and on. There's so many beautiful pieces in there. And let's see, she also gifted me, there's some gloves here. We have some, there's a doily, and there's part of a wedding gown. And then this piece, we were discussing this. I think maybe it might have been either a tablecloth or a curtain, but it has this lace attached to the bottom, and then it has all of these embroidered medallions on there. Look at that dainty little rose trim on there. And then it's a pretty hanky, and then just more gorgeous laces there. And there's another piece. This one isn't a vintage piece, but gosh, look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? Can't go wrong with beaded pieces, that's for sure. There's another bridal piece there. These are vintage ribbons. And I think the two at the top are my favorites. But I do like them all, but those are really speaking to me. And let's see, what else did she gift me? There's a really pretty button. There's a mirrored piece there. There's appliques. There's beaded trims. More beaded trims there. These are buttons. There's another button. Oops, the back side. That's that button there. And then look at this. This little vintage box. This is amazing. I showed this to my husband. Out of everything here, I knew he would appreciate this. And I thought when I first saw it, it was a cigarette box, and he did too. He said he thought cigarettes were smaller back in the day, and so he thought that's what it was for, but really not sure. But it's a pretty little box. She's got some extra gemstones tucked down inside there. I can show you what those go to in just a second. Okay, then I'm going to share with you some things that she made for me. Okay, she made this piece, which was wrapped with these pearls. And isn't that gorgeous? Look at the beaded lace fabric that's on there. Even the trim has beads on it. And then she's attached here this embroidered, or crocheted, I'm sorry, this crocheted flower with, this is an earring that she has clipped on. And these are earrings also. Aren't those pretty? And then inside, she has attached some more very beautiful pieces. This is a little swan. And then there's a vintage applique piece there. There's another beaded piece that's hanging here. And these things are all just kind of pinned on so I can take them off and use them. But I told her I think I'm going to leave everything exactly the way it is. And I will be hoarding these things. And look at this beaded trim going around here. And then she has this beautiful lace panel on top of there. So you flip that up. There's these gloves inside with these beautiful rhinestone pieces at the top. I believe these pieces were off of some vintage shoes. And then we have a crystal ring. And then at the bottom here, there's a crystal necklace that matches and the matching earrings there. And then some extra jewelry pieces. She mentioned that these earrings are mirrored earrings. So if you move them, you can, every now and then, you can catch a little sparkle, a little hint of the mirror that's underneath inside. But those are really pretty. So I love that piece. Okay, so the next piece she made me is this one. And you know I love color, so this one speaks to me. It's just singing my name, and I just love, love, love the colors. Look at these gemstone pieces that are on here, and then she's made flowers out of the ribbon trim that's going underneath there. And then the ends, she's covered with this tassel trim on both sides, and then this large cluster of feathers there. So when you open it, it has more of those beautiful gemstone pieces, some tassels. But look at this tapestry. Isn't that amazing? I love it, love it, love it. And then more of the gemstone pieces going all around, and she's holding down this beautiful ribbon with those gemstone pieces. And at the bottom, she's created another large flower, more of those pieces, and the tassels. And then she's got a really old necklace attached to the side there. Oh, I just love that piece. I love them both, but that is definitely my favorite one. And then the last thing I want to share with you is this little vintage bag. It's done in a brown velvet. And just look at the front. Look at the beading, the flowers on there, that beautiful flower. Inside, it is just stuffed to the max with, she has so many different things in here. There's lace pieces, there's jewelry, there's buttons, there's beads. There's a really, really old, I think it was a necklace, or maybe it came off of a garment. It's a beaded piece, and it's so fragile. You can even see part of the, I don't know what you call that. It's like a crocheted trim right there that all of the beads are attached to. There's even little tiny pieces of the garment that are still attached to it, but I don't want to take it out. It is so fragile, and the beads are just hanging on for dear life. So I'm going to have to see if I can't figure out how to salvage it. And then there's one more piece I want to share with you, this beaded piece, which is also very fragile. I can tell by the threads that are going through it and hanging, holding the beads on, that it's something that needs to be, dealt with very carefully. But isn't it a gorgeous piece? The colors are just amazing in there. There's browns, golds, greens. It's just a gorgeous piece. So that is my swap from Maria. I love everything, Maria. Thank you so much. She's just been so generous and a great friend, a new friend to me. And I'm so happy we did the swap. And thank you all for watching, and take care. Bye.